Hey sports fans, this is straight from the basement with Tommy Ommy. I'm a sports fan who always said, if I never played a sport professionally, then I want to talk about it. I'm born and raised in New York City. Played organized basketball for several well-known teams in the mid-'70s and the early '80s, such as the legendary Home Cold Rucker Tournament, Melbank, Stone Gym and Riverside Church, LaGuardia House, and my all-time favorite, Each One Teach One. Having sports in my life at an early age always kept me out of trouble. If I wasn't playing basketball, I was either playing football or baseball. Hey sports fans, this is straight from the basement with Tommy Ommy, where my opinions, views, and facts will cover the hottest, the latest, and the past sports events. Welcome. Once again, I want to continue to thank everyone who has liked and subscribed to my podcast. And if this is the first time you're viewing it, please do the same. As always, before I even get into today's topic, yes, I got two hot topics I must talk about. My first hot topic is a guard. I keep telling people what it is. Shane Bowen fired. Now, for those who don't know who Shane Bowen is, he's now the former New York Giants defensive coordinator. Done as of Monday. He's done. Thank God he's done. 2 down. 1 more to go. As you can see, I'm excited because I was not watching another Giant game this season. I was going to wait till next season. I just can't take it. Teasing my ass every Sunday in the fourth quarter. My God. Listen, we got 1 more to go. An intern, head coach, Mike Caffer, you next. But I think we should hold on to you until the season is over. And then on Black Monday, fire your ass. Just like that. Case closed. And I won't say no more because I got a long show. My second hottest topic is the NFL Super Bowl champs. NFL Super Bowl champs. Yes, you know I'm talking about those Eagles. They still the team to beat. My opinion, still the team to beat. And I'm guessing if you ask any other Eagle fan, since I'm a Giant man, yeah, they still the team to beat. Week 13, yeah, they 8-3. Listen, a lot of drama on and off that field. My God. Listen, listen. The Eagles, they should, again, my opinion, they should go back to the Super Bowl to repeat with the team they have. They should. I'm stressing should. Too much drama going on, though. Too much drama. Now, listen. You got offensive players. A.J. Brown. I'm not going to just say it's him. We got offensive players on that skill team. We're talking about the running back, tight end, and those wide receivers. Those are the skilled players. And I'm not saying Saquon is bitching because I haven't heard a peep from him. But when you put together as a GM and owner several all-star players, several skilled players in the NFL all on one team, it only takes one to start complaining and then the virus spreads. So coming into this game against the Cowboys all week long, players meeting, Hurts, he's bugging. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. I got Saquon Barkley, the number 1 running back last year. I can't give him enough feeding time because I got this one on this side. I got this one on this side. I got this tight end on this side. Bitching and moaning because they think I'm reluctant to throw the ball to them. Hurts. He needs help. and he needs help from his head coach, because I'm not really hearing nothing from the head coach, Nick Sirianni. Not hearing nothing from him. He should be putting his foot down and telling his troops, listen, we got to support each other. We got the team to repeat. Enough of the bitching, enough of the moaning, enough of all this. Listen, rock and roll with Jalen. Rock and roll with the team. Put the team first. Everybody's making great money in that skill position. They make great money, but it's too much bitching. You score 21 points in the first half and can't score no more. And then you got Saquon Barkley. He ain't Saquon Barkley from last season because he's so out of sync. The offensive line is so out of sync regarding the run block. It's all thrown off because you got others. You got others bitching, and it got to stop. And Nick Sirianni, the GM and the owner, got to back up Jalen Hurts, got to back up head coach. The GM and the owner got to back up Nick Sirianni when he steps to these players. He got to back him up because y'all got the team to go back to repeat. You got the team. I'm sounding like I'm an Eagles fan. I got my own issues with my Giants, but I just hate to see a team, a Super Bowl team like that just self-destruct, and it ain't got nothing to do with the on-field shit. Everybody wants to bitch when it's off the field. And enough is enough. That's all I want to say. So, Nick Sirianni, I'm hoping this week you are doing what you're supposed to do as a head coach and step up and put your foot down. Listen, let's get started with today's topic. I'm talking about the NBA Southeast Division 2025. NBA Southeast Division 2025. Yes, we are in week 6 in this new NBA season. Oh my God, the NBA Cup is rocking and rolling, but we got one of the faces, and you know it's 3 faces for the NBA, and it's been like that for the last 5-10 years. We talking about LeBron, KD, and the babyface assassin Steph Curry. I want to talk about Curry, what this man has done in this new season so far. Dropped 95 points in 2 games against the San Antonio Spurs, those back-to-back games a few weeks back. 16 years in the NBA at 37 years old, the most conditioned NBA player ever. Period. I haven't been a conditioned player like this ever. What this man does on the court. We're talking about Steph Curry. So listen, I can't wait for the NBA playoffs. I know I got a long way, and I'm praying that certain players come back. But listen, this NBA season, woo! I just see it. The way the standings are, who's on top of the standings in the first 5 on both conferences, especially in the East. I mean, we got new names on those NBA top 5 standings. We got new NBA teams. You know what I'm saying? Just check out the NBA standings, y'all. Listen, it's gonna be on fire this season. So for this show, I still have Thomas, the creator, and Rel, the editor and producer of the Straight from the Basement podcast show, to help me to continue to dissect each division. What's up, fellas, on a Monday night? Talk to me. Can't hear you, Thomas. You're mute. Talk to me. I know it's Monday night. How you doing, Rel?
I'm pretty good. I'm doing great. Enjoying this Monday, top of the week.
I'm doing good. How you doing, Tommy? I mean, I was on mute because Man, it's storming like crazy outside. I don't want y'all to hear the thunder.
Well, hey, listen, I told you, I told you they got on CNN the tornadoes is rocking and rolling out there in Houston. Hopefully, you guys will be okay. I know y'all will. But anyway, we got a show. Yeah, yeah, no, don't tell me the house is rocking. Oh man, yeah, yeah, I can't help you. I'm here in New York. All right, well, listen, we're going to dissect on a Monday night the Southeast Division of the Eastern Conference, and we're going to finish this Eastern Conference tonight. So, Rel, Atlanta Hawks, how far and what's needed for all 5 teams in this division? We're going to start off with the Atlanta Hawks, Rel. Talk to me.
All right, the Atlanta Hawks. So Atlanta Hawks, they're ranked fifth right now in the East.
Yeah.
The Hawks always that fringe wild card team when it comes to the playoffs. Like either they Trae Young sometimes pop off where like that one year he was battling against the Knicks, had a big uprising. That was a pretty
Right.
good series, or they are like eliminated in the first round. So it's really depends on how they want to deliver. Right now, they're ranked fifth in the East right now, so if they can keep up with that momentum, I could see them possibly reaching the second round. They could like build on that, and if Trae Young finally delivers this year, but it really just depends on if Trae Young shows up. So I would
Okay.
say their ceiling is second round, but it's a good possibility they get bounced out the first round this year.
Okay, so you got them most likely getting bounced out of the first. Is it anything they need? Any other? I mean, the trade deadline ain't till February. Anything you think they need? Or this team right here, is definitely going into the playoffs and they get knocked out first round.
I'll probably say what they need is someone to just trade some of their energy with Trae. Some of that attitude to like carry them like throughout late in the season.
Okay.
Trae Young. So in wrestling, there's a term called a heel, which just means the bad guy. So a lot of times when Trae Young gets to the playoffs, he don't mind playing that villain role and to take over. So I feel like they need that additional character to
Okay.
help them out with that, to get them over that ledge that they've been getting stopped at every year.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I can't wait to talk about the Hawks. Same question, Thomas, about these Atlanta Hawks. How far and what's needed for this team? Talk to me. Unmute yourself. I know the tornadoes is rocking. Unmute.
Absolutely, absolutely. I don't see them. I'm a fan of Trae Young. I'm a fan of all the good small guards in the league. It's not easy to get to the league when you're that hype, man. And so I know Trae Young is nice, but ultimately, I know how I feel at this point in the league when it comes to small guards. I don't think they're not as they. There's only one Steph Curry, and with that being said, I wish Porzingis' career went a bit different. He's been injury prone, but I think before the injuries, Porzingis, they would be in the playoffs, and they'd probably go a bit far in the playoffs. But I don't see them going to the playoffs at all. And I think this will probably be I'm not sure what Trae Young's contract is looking like and when it's up, but they're probably going to have to start shopping him to get some different faces over there and start from scratch. And, the part of his career where he's maybe coming off that bench is around the corner. There's only one Stephen Curry, and Trae Young is a hell of a shooter, but I don't see them even getting into the playoffs in the East.
Okay. All right. Well, I hear both of you. I got a Atlanta Hawks. I don't know if you guys been watching the Hawks. Remember, Trae Young hasn't played yet. Okay. And you say they fifth right now?
Yeah, they're fifth right now.
Okay. And they got another starter who ain't been playing. What's my man? The African brother. Kong Wu. Yeah, Oyika Kong Wu. He's no joke. Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, Porzingis. They holding the fort down. They got Luke Kennard coming off that bench, my Dookie. You know what I'm saying? And Trey Young again has not played. Atlanta Hawks, they gonna be a hard out for any team in the East. And if they can get Trey Young back and he's healthy, okay, and they can get Porzingis, he's gonna get injured again. And he's playing right now. He's gonna get injured again because that's his. There's no way he's going through a whole season and not being injured. But I see if Porzingis is healthy in May, and Trey Young is healthy in May, and they got their nucleus, that 7-8 man rotation, Hawks is gonna be an issue. And depending on who they play in the first round, they can make it into the second round with this unit. That's real talk. I was been watching them for the last couple of weeks. I said, yo, they doing this without Trey. I mean, they got size. They young. They athletic. Yeah, they're gonna be a hard out. I know. I mean, I know we look at the Eastern Conference as Atlanta Hawks. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You got something to say before we move on to these Charlotte Hornets? Talk to me, Tom.
Yeah, real quick. It's just like, I see often where, that guy gets hurt and then, the players on their team, now the door is wide open to see who's going to do what. And guys step up how they couldn't when, the main guys was on the court. And I just feel like that's one of these situations here. Once if he does come back and when he does come back, it's going to be back to the basics. It's going to be back to the system that they were in, and you might use this as an opportunity to see who's really got game. But at the end of the day, you're going back to the same Trey Young system, and I just don't see it. I don't see it working.
I don't know if that's going to happen. And because you said it yourself. I don't know his contract. Remember, they were trying to shop for him all summer this summer that just passed, and they had no buyers, right? Because nobody really wants him because he's a liability on the defensive end, right? Everybody know he can score, okay, and he got to have the ball in his hands. But once he gets back, I don't see them going back to that old Trey Young style because they like Rel said they doing the damn thing without him. That's like LeBron. Me watching LeBron last night. It is definitely Luka's team, and Reeves is number 2. LeBron now is number 3, and I saw it last night. And I see the old man. He's giving it up. He got no issue. He's gonna go when he goes, right? I think for LeBron, right, it's going to be the same situation with Trey Young. Yo, listen, his time is up, and I think Trey Young is going to know that. Yo, I can't hold a ball for 12, 13 seconds in this 24-second shot clock. I got to give it up, and I believe they're going to let his ass know when he says, I'm ready. You do not have comp blocks no more, homeboy. We got a team here, and we need to move this ball. So that's the way I'm looking. That's why I'm saying Atlanta Hawks, this is going to be a different Atlanta Hawks when he gets back. And I got them for right now. If everybody's healthy, come May, late May, don't be surprised they go into that second round. That's all I'm saying. I want to move on. Thank y'all. I want to move on to the second Southeast team. We talking about those Charlotte Hornets, Rel. How far and what's needed for them?
Man, so the Hornets, they're ranked between 12 and 13 right now. They've only won 4 games so far.
Yeah.
And I was seeing that it's been rumors that LaMelo wants to be traded, but then I saw like days later he came and said that wasn't true. But I believe that he really want to get out of there because I feel LaMelo wants to go to a market that's bigger than Charlotte. I feel like he's ready. Like he feels that he's ready to be prime time. Like with more eyes on him. So I feel that the Hornets' best interest right now is to trade LaMelo to get some pieces and try to rebuild from scratch because they keep finding themselves in the same position year on and year out. So I feel like they need to go ahead and move Melo and try to like build whether it's a draft or get a real good trade for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. You're right about that. Same question, Thomas. What about those Charlotte Hornets? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Without being too long-winded, I'll just talk about that main guy, LaMelo Ball. I think he's super talented, but he plays street ball out there, and he needs a coach that can reel him in and make him play within a system that works for him
Uh-huh.
and doesn't just make him look good, but makes the scoreboard look good. And so yeah, I'm with Rel. They need to trade him and get as many pieces as they can get for him
Yeah.
because it is a big commodity when we're
Mhm.
talking about some of the younger guys of the league and the future of the NBA. He's probably the nicest young point guard,
Mhm.
And so yeah, they got to get rid of him. And then the guys they got around them are not. They don't have any vets for real over there.
No.
It's really just like a landing ground over there. For
Yeah.
guys. It's kind of like an extended G League team right now.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And I'm going to jump on your bandwagons on both of y'all. You're right. Melo would be the best for them to get a couple of good pieces, a veteran and maybe another point guard to replace him. You got Brandon Miller. You got Miles Bridges, who I like, right? You got the big man. Right, you got the big right, Colin Sexton, right, and you got Grant Williams who's been hurt, right, and you got the big man from Creighton University, Ryan, the center. You know what I'm saying? He's just learning. Mason Plumlee. So they got names, but they got no substance. So LaMelo Ball. They 4-12 as we speak. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going nowhere. And that's been the organization from day one with Jordan. That's the reason why he bellied up and said, "Yo, let me stop this madness, man. Y'all can let me sell my shares and I'm out of here." You know what I'm saying? So management is all about management. If they're gonna spend the money, to get some marquee players out there in Charlotte once and for all. Because that's been the issue with them. You know what I'm saying? They've been getting decent NBA players. Decent. You know what I'm saying? I believe every NBA player, no matter the level, is decent on up. You know what I'm saying? You make it to the NBA, you know what I'm saying? You somebody. But they just been having decent players. That's all they've been having. Case closed. So yeah, I'm jumping on your bandwagon. Yeah, trade for Melo and try to get two nice pieces because Melo is nice. You know what I'm saying? Where he goes, that's another story.
I
Yeah.
feel like he probably want to go to Houston or somewhere like that. LaMelo in Houston beat crazy.
Well, you know what? That's woo. So you still got Fred. You still got Fred VanVleet, who I think is back or be back shortly. But Fred is he's a champion. And getting back to your point, Thomas, about the height wise, he's a short guy, but he holds his own on defense. He's not a liability on defense, Fred, because he can hold his own. But if you can get Melo, who's a little taller, right? His defense is good. I see Melo. His defense is good. If you can get Melo on that start five and have Fred come off the bench for Melo in that second unit, whoo, my God. Yeah.
So they're most likely not gonna give up. They're not gonna keep Fred and get Melo.
Well, yeah.
I mean, the Rockets don't got but so many people to put in that trade to make it make sense for the Hornets. Unless they gave up all they draft picks for the next 5 years.
And that's what, so that's what you do if you the Houston ownership, okay? Right. That's what you do because you're not giving up nobody from that five because none of them. You know what I'm saying? You ain't giving up no, and who comes off the bench for Houston? You're gonna keep that intact. You know what I'm saying? So if you got to give Hornets some draft picks, some cash, and you want to give them Fred, yeah, do that. Give them some cash, Give him some draft picks, right? Because you got a team that's now for the NBA Finals. This team is built for right now. KD's 37, gonna be 38. This is now. This is now, right now. So you can get Melo, get rid of some draft picks, give him some cash. You want Fred too? Yeah, all right, here's Fred.
Give him Fred and Amon.
Nah, you don't get rid of Amon. Hell no, you don't get rid of them Thompson. The Thompson twins? Hell no, you don't get rid of the Thompson twin. Oh hell no, you don't get rid of that athleticism. You out of your mind. Hell no, not for no Mello. Oh no, that boy is just starting. He ain't even started yet. He just started.
Listen, I hear you. What reason why I'm saying that is because I feel like that kid is caught in between the 1 and the 2 guard. He not nice enough for the 1, and he not nice enough for the 2. He's something different. He's super athletic, and that's why he out there. And super athletic don't necessarily win, and don't necessarily win rings.
But he's only playing point guard because Fred is hurt. You know what I'm saying? He's not a point guard. He's a 2.
He's not even really a 2. He don't shoot well.
Well. No, he don't shoot well from the outside. He hit him from time to time, but he's a slasher. He's a dog going to that to that rim. You know what I'm saying? With authorities. You don't get rid of that. You know what I'm saying? You don't get rid of that cat. You keep him. You give him draft picks. How many you want? Who you want? First round? You want my next 3 years? Huh? All yours. You want some cash? Yes.
They gotta have a reason for the fans to come to the games.
Yeah, come on. You don't get rid of that Thompson kid. No way in hell. All right, well, we all 3 of us on the same band, same wagon when it comes to the Hornets. Let's move on, Vrel, and let's dissect these Miami Heat. How far and what do you think they need? The Heat. Talk to me, Vrel.
Miami Heat. So they're ranked number 4 right now in the East. They're doing pretty well. They got a solid lineup. Miami's an interesting team where they always make it late into the playoffs, or they'll make it to the finals. And I feel like this year they could make it to the second round for sure. If them getting past the second round, I'm not 100%. What they'll need is Tyler Hero to finally live up to his previous hype he had. Need Bam to lock in, and need Wiggins. If Wiggins lock in similar to that recent year where he played with Golden State when they won their last ring,
right?
Miami will have a real good shot of going far into the playoffs, in my opinion.
Okay.
But it just depends on everyone doing their role and showing up. Miami just got to show up.
What do you think they need? What you think they need? Because I'm looking at this depth chart. What you think they need?
I'll probably say that I'm gonna say a little more size to work with Bam.
Bam, yeah.
Because they have guards. They got Hero. They got what did I say? Wiggins. They got Powell. So I probably say just some size help out.
Okay, all right. Same question, Thomas. What you think about these Heat? How far are they going, and what's needed?
I'll start with the what's needed first. They need a new coach. You know, I think that
Bosa? Yeah.
Yeah. I think they need a new coach, you know, because, you know, and it's crazy because growing up, we kind of, I know in our era, we had the Greg Popoviches and we had those guys, Phil Jacksons, and now we get to really see when you don't have a coach that got a plan, a solid plan that the players are diving into, you could have a team that got this Miami team they got potential to be something. Not just on paper. Bam, you got players in the league that say Bam is top 3 bigs in the league, power forwards in the league. He's like that. You know, Norman Powell, one of the key factors in that ring back then with the Raptors. You know, I feel like as a starter, this is his time to shine. You know what I'm saying? They got Andrew Wiggins that has some kind of mental health issue, I think. If he could just snap out of it, he could be the all-star that he was always supposed to be. Because I feel like they just need like the right. They need something with the head coaching staff over there, to really snap them into a new system and ideology. But I don't think they're as bad as they look. They got a great team. I think they can make it all the way to the second round and maybe even get out of the second round. Honestly, they're very talented over there. Tyler Hero, he's nice. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not about to talk crazy about the Miami Heat. They got a lot of maybes with them. Andrew Wiggins is a big maybe. And I don't know what needs to be done to light fire under him. I wish Kobe could just visit him in his dreams or something. Because if like Real said, if he could get going the way he's capable, we know he's capable because it's in there. He just don't bring it out, man. And so yeah, I can see them making it to the playoffs. Okay, what do they need? Y'all know me. I'm not a big fan of. Although we don't look at this team as being stacked, I don't think we don't need no stacked situations. You know what I'm saying? They got big men coming off the bench behind Bam. You know what I'm saying? And I just think they need a different coach and system. And they need Andrew Wiggins to wake up.
Yeah.
And be somebody he hasn't been.
I feel like Wiggins is that key piece.
Yeah. You take somebody like Wiggins and put him under, and I know we only got one Phil Jackson and one Popovich, and one Pat Riley, right? You take him and put him under somebody like that, you know what I'm saying? To put something in him, Eric Spoelstra, all right, but sometimes it ain't just the players.
Yeah, that's true. I hear both of y'all. I don't know about Eric going. Eric is I still believe, because I do watch Miami, I still believe Eric still got Bam's ear, Tyler Hero's ear. You know what I'm saying? I'm naming those two because those two been the longest with him, right? So he still got their ear. I think Eric is still a hell of a coach. What they need is a strong backup point guard, because Tyler Hero, for some apparent reason, he can't stay healthy. All right, he's injured now. I don't know if he's back, but the last few games I just watched, he's still in street clothes. He's in street clothes last year in the playoffs, and I think the playoffs before that. So I think they need a backup point guard. Remember, where's homeboy with the gambling? Who just got?
Oh, what is his name?
Yeah, who we talking? Oh man,
the guy that just got pinched.
Chauncey Billups?
No, not Billups.
The player,
the player,
the actual player.
Oh, they Xing him out our brain already.
Yeah, he got. Oh man, yeah. So, right. Well, remember, he was that point guard, and Tyler was that two guard. Okay, who are we talking about? Just with the Oh my God! Come on, I'm the senior here. You guys got it. You can't remember. Oh my God! They just mentioned his name again because things about to get a little. No, he's on Rozier. Rozier. So Rozier is not there, and he's not going to be there anymore. So that's hurting them. Number one, I think they need a backup. They got to have a backup for Tyler. You know what I'm saying? Big man Ware, Khalil Ware, no joke. Jaime Jaquez Jr., he's a dog. You know what I'm saying? Gonzaga for 4 years, he's a dog. Everything he want to do is take you in. He just want to everything he wants to do is taking you to the rim and trying to dunk it on you. That's the way he was in college for all 4 years. So I'm not surprised at his game. That's the way he played in college. Miami Heat, if they can have a Tyler Hero healthy and they can get a nice point guard by the deadline, I got the Heat flirting. Yeah, I get the Heat flirting with the Eastern Conference. Yeah, round with the Eastern Conference round. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Wiggins, I'm not worrying about Wiggins. Wiggins shows up playoff time. He shows up playoff time. And you know Pat Riley gonna make that visit in the locker room come around that time, the Godfather, you know what I'm saying, and put it in all of them. So him and Alonzo gonna put it in all of them. So you ain't gotta worry about that. Wiggins, you ain't gotta worry about him. And Norm Powell, he's just a bucket getter. You know what I'm saying? He's just a bucket getter. So yeah, Tyler Hero is key. He got to stay healthy, and they gotta get somebody to replace Rozier. You know what I'm saying? Maybe on Rozier level. Hey, maybe a mellow ball. Woo! Maybe a mellow ball. Ha ha! What you think about that?
Oh,
Melo Miami, he
yeah.
might be trouble.
Yeah, well, you know, mellow ball as the point. Tyler moves back to his two guard. Oh, it's on. Oh, you talking about, because both of them like to dance with the ball. Oh, it'd be a lot of dancing in Miami.
But what about on the defensive side?
Well, both play D. Both can play D. Yeah, both play D. Yeah, I can see Melo there. Oh yeah, I can see Melo replacing because you need somebody who's gonna replace Rozier on Rozier's level. Rozier, you know what I'm saying? He's a very good player. He's not a decent player. He's a very good player. He's a dog. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on it. Yeah, but I got them. Depending on who they can get as a backup for that point guard position. Yeah, I can see them. I can see them going into that Eastern Conference. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? We definitely will see. Well, fellas, we're going to move on to these Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. Yes, Rel. How far you got them going and what you think is needed?
Oh man, so Paulo Banchero and the Magic. So I mean going over my earlier predictions on the previous episodes,
Right.
and I think Orlando might be the odd team out.
Mm.
Just from me doing the math. So I said that I see Knicks going far, Miami going far, Cleveland going far, Pacers maybe all right, Celtics maybe all right. So I feel like Orlando may flirt between that play-in first round area
Mm.
because they rank number 9 right now.
Right.
So it just like just the matter of teams and execution. So I would say the max they have is the second round, but I feel like they may just be on that fringe between like play in the second round, but I'm not sure if they can break through that threshold. As far as what they need, just some more tools. I mean, they have Desmond Bain. He had the green light every now and then. Like he's a solid
Uh-huh.
shot. Apollo's nice. Like he's amazing. So I'd probably say just some more energy, some more size, and just spread the ball around, and they should be pretty decent. I'm just not sure how they stack up against the top of the East.
Right. Okay. All right. Same question, Thomas. How far you think these Magic down in Disneyland is going? What's needed?
Yeah, I see them making it to the first round and getting bumped out.
Mm.
And I do also believe that they need a solid big down there. You know, they got Wendell Carter Jr. I got respect for him, but at the end of the day, nah. Like, they need somebody that can bump and run with the Jokers and the Carl Anthony Towns for real, to really get past really the first round. And honestly, the way the East is looking this year, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't make it to the playoffs. If they
Yeah,
don't make it past the play in, I think, and people don't realize like, once the league start game planning for you, things change. And I feel like Banchero, that he's been kind of beating up on guys the past couple of years with that bully ball. And I don't, if they are an issue and they do make it to the playoffs, I think that they're just defense gonna cave in on them, and he ain't got too many other people to kick it out to. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion. They got a solid squad. They got Jalen Suggs, small guard. Y'all know how I feel about small guards. I got mad respect for Desmond Bain. I wish he could have ended up on a team that really got a chance, because I think he's really a key factor for a lot of teams. But yeah, no, no. I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs.
Hmm.
And I'm also somebody that don't get psyched out by the first 20 games and the records of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't get psyched out by the first 20 games and how well a team is doing or not doing. So that has nothing to do with it. Just looking at this squad, I've seen it, watched a couple games, got respect for them, but I don't see them. I don't see them going far.
Okay. All right. My take with these Orlando Magic is this. I'm with you, real with size. Wendell Carter Jr. I was watching him the other night, right? He's an undersized like Bam center. If they can get they got Goga, right, who plays decent. Right? He's thin. He plays decent. Um, and he's a 7 foot if I'm not mistaken. And so I look at they starting five. The starting five is a mean starting five. Jalen Suggs, Desmond Bain, Franz Wagner, Pablo Banchero, and Wendell Carter Jr. And then they second unit is decent. Tyrese Jones, Anthony Black. I don't know if you've been watching that dude. Okay. Tristan Da Silva, Jonathan Isaac, and Goga. Listen, and they still got Colin Castleton. Magic will be in the playoffs. And depending on who they play in the first round, I can see the Magic finally, as long as Banchero and that starting five unit is healthy, they can squeak in that second round. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay? I'm just saying. Because I'm watching these dudes and I'm saying, yo, yeah, they 10-7 right now. They second in the Southeast Division. Right? And I'm saying to myself, they doing this and they playing some heavy teams. They first 20 games. I looked at who they played already and who they gonna continue to play. These next 3 games out of the 20, I'm saying, yeah, they right where they need to be, even though Banchero's been hurt. And so, yeah, he's going to play bully boy. That's that man, you know what I'm saying, from Duke. That's what he does. You know what I'm saying? He's getting nothing but bigger and stronger. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I believe Orlando will make it out of the first round in the playoffs. Not play in the playoffs. They get in the playoff spot, and depending on who they play, remember, Boston ain't going to be Boston. Indiana ain't going to be Indiana. Okay? And so, I'm just saying, and I'm looking at these Knicks. These Knicks, the defense, Tibbs ain't there, the defense ain't there. I've been watching the Knicks. The defense is not there at all. So, I'm the Orlando Magic. Well, coach, my brother's coaching his ass off down there in Disney World. Yeah, so don't be surprised about those Orlando Magic. I'm just saying. All right, so I want to move on to the last team of the night, fellas, the Washington Wizards. Well, how far? What you think is needed about these Wizards?
I feel like I would average 20 on their team.
Yeah, you may. I'll be your agent.
They have won one game so far. They're dead last in the East.
Yeah.
Their team pretty much like unrecognizable when it comes to star power. I feel like they just need an overhaul over just to figure out, because I feel like Washington is similar to Charlotte, where they're stuck in this cycle of just being mediocre every year, like throughout their existence, just about. So they just need a whole overall, whether it's in the front office or the coaching staff, they just need to start from square one and figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Same, Thomas. Same question about these Washington Wizards in the nation's capital. Talk to me. How far you think they going and what's needed?
I actually like the Washington Wizards better
You do?
than I like the last team we talked about.
What in the
Hold on.
Magic?
You like the Wizards more than you like the Magic.
I
Okay.
do.
I
I
want to
do.
explain.
On paper. I didn't finish.
Explain this one.
Okay.
On paper, with the Magics is like, we talking about who they got at point guard. We got these small guards. You know how I feel about that. You're not getting too far with that. And then they're not even real pure playmakers, right? Like if Suggs was going out there averaging more than his current 6 assists per game, you know what I'm saying? Then I would be looking at it different. But all around. We got C.J. McCollum over here. We got Chris Middleton over here. We got Cam Whitmore, who I know is nice. You know what I'm saying? We got Marvin Bagley. Vucevic, Corey. They got a decent squad over there, and we're talking about the East, of course, right? Yeah, I know how I feel about the East, and so
Right.
like Kevin Garnett said, anything is possible. Do I think they're gonna make it past the first round or even to the playoffs? I don't. But I like the team and I like the players.
Okay.
Trying to talk positive about
I ride with you. I ride with you. I ride with you.
but yeah, no, I hate that Chris Middleton's career took the turn it took. Yeah, and I hate that CJ McCollum couldn't work it out with Dame, and they're both in the graveyard right now.
Right. Well,
So I'm going to talk about it the right way and accurate, and I'm just trying to show them respect. But yeah, no, they don't have a lot of hopes this year. What do they need? I think they could really, really, really use some great draft picks. Coming in some fresh blood, some game changers, and I don't know that there's any young guys coming in the upcoming draft that's going to even help. And so this may be a generational problem on the hands of the Wizards. And they may need to go get John Wall back out of the woodworks. Something like that. I think he would do it too. But this is just not going to work. They got a solid team though. They got a decent team. I just don't. A lot of times, man, it'd be the coaching and it'd be the GMs that makes the situation worse than it is. But they got a decent team. Marvin Bagley is, a decent player, man. These guys are decent guys, but
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm looking at them, how I'm looking at, the Magic's over there, and I'm probably speaking out of turn, but maybe I'll be proven right. I want to see the next time they play each other. The Magics and the Wizards and how that looks. And then we'll come back and talk about it.
Okay. All right. Well, I only got one thing to say about the Wizards. They need new ownership. They need new ownership to come in and invest and spend money. They need new ownership. This ownership is horrible. It's been horrible. It's the NBA team where all the, and I hate to call them, I don't even want to call them has-beens because I don't like disrespecting any player. But this is the team. This is the NBA team where you when you want to get rid of your who he was a star player, right? And the contracts ran up just about. You want to get a little something for him. Wizards is where you dump them at. You dump them in the Wizards. They stay there for a year or two and they gone. So you need new ownership there, and then this uprooted from the ground up. You need new ownership who's going to really want the Wizard fans out there in the nation capital to be proud of a team, right? That you can't be proud of this team of this franchise for years. Washington Wizards. I mean, they've been in the gutter for years. Can you guys remember the last time they were in the playoffs?
John Wall.
We talking what we talking.
Bradley Beal.
Yeah, well,
About 10 years.
Come on. A minute ago.
And your man Bradley Beal, speaking of Bill, he's done for the season. I don't know if you guys know that. They just mentioned that. He's done for the season. But I'm just saying, Wizards need new ownership, period. And I ain't got nothing else to say about them. Yeah. Well, fellas, we just finished dissecting the Southeast Division in the Eastern Conference. We are completely done with the Eastern Conference. Yes, and we're going to be heading west on our next show. But I got one more question for you, Rel and Thomas. And my second question is, which NBA player do you think can change the era of wearing low-top sneakers to high-top sneakers, and why? And before you even ask the question, respond to the question, fellas. Let me explain why I'm asking this question. Because we got injuries to three superstars. This guy behind me, Kyrie, right? We got Jason Tatum, right? We got Tyrese Halliburton, right? All ankle type injuries, right? Those Achilles, right? And we got a few more, right? And we've been for these last 10 to 15 years, right? The lower body injuries account for over 60% of all the injuries in some studies. I've been researching about these NBA players year after year after year. What's the major part of their body that's been injured? You know what I'm saying? That's been out for the season or half a season. And it's always the knee on down. Majority of it is those ankles. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason, and we know the ankle support is just not there for these cats. You know what I'm saying? Because they choose to not have what they really need. So I'm asking this question to you, Rel and Thomas. Which NBA player do you think can change the era of wearing low-top sneakers to high-top sneakers, and why? Because I know Kobe Bryant, may he rest in peace. 2003 is when he signed his first contract with Nike. Okay, his first contract with Nike was in 2003, right? And they were low-top sneakers. Real nice. I think I bought a pair. I got a pair. I don't know if it's, I don't know if it's the first pair, but low tops. And Kobe wore them, and he made, not to say that all his sneaker deals with Nike were low tops. No, they were high top sneakers too involved in them. But Kobe stuck and stayed. He stick and stayed with those low tops. He made low tops sneakers look real cool on an NBA court. And then the rest just followed. And you can count out of all the NBA players that play night in and night out, you can count about maybe 7 players on that court at any given time got low tops. And maybe 3 got the 3/4 or high tops. Maybe. So that's the reason why I'm asking, I'm stressing this, because I need to know from you guys, which NBA player do you think can change the era of wearing low top sneakers to high top sneakers, and why?
Talk to me, Rel. Yeah.
All right, so I have one main player, but I have 2 other players that may be more influential just because they're younger. The main player that I have is Steph. And the reason why I say Steph, he just ended his contract with Under Armour.
That's true.
So one of the biggest things that's been going on since his contract has been done with Under Armour. He's been showing up with wearing different type of shoes. He wore the Shaq Gnosis one game. Well, not game, but through the hallway. He wore some Jordans one game. And he's just been experimenting with different shoes because we haven't been able to see him to experiment with different brands because he was contracted with Under Armour.
Right.
Since Steph has a history with ankle injuries and feet injuries, I feel whatever company that he do partner with in the future, unless he want to stay independent with the Curry brand, I feel like if they did link up and have like a nice designer with them, like a designer that may be affiliated with Nike or Adidas, if they come out with some hot tops, that would probably change the game. And like because kids still look up to Steph Curry, he's still Steph. So Steph come out with some fire shoes that's finally not on Under Armour that looks good. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that could like really change the whole ideology of like hot tops.
Okay.
The other two, Anthony Edwards, because Anthony Edwards probably have one of the hottest basketball shoes right now with Adidas, and he just released his AE twos. Those are still like low mid tops, kind of.
Okay.
But Jerry Lorenzo, one of my favorite designers, he's over at Adidas right now, and he always come out with like hot tops also. So I feel like if Adidas like somehow link them up or uh link him up with Pharrell because Pharrell is still over at Adidas also with a hot top, that'll be a game changer also. Or my third player, LaMelo Ball again.
Okay.
Not sure if he has shoes yet aside from like the big baller brand. I'm not sure, but if Lamelo gets traded and partner up with a nice designer or company and come out with some hot tops, that'll like have the youth on fire of wanting to get some hot tops. So I would say those are probably like the three main players that can really change it up.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you for that, Rel. Same question, Thomas. Same question. Which NBA player do you think could change the era of wearing low top sneakers to high top sneakers and why?
Okay, yeah, I got only one player in mind.
Okay.
Um, and with respects to the guys that Rel named, obviously, Steph Curry, you know, I mean, he's got a whole generation shooting from half court in high school games. And so we know his influence, but
Right.
he kind of did himself a disservice when he went with Under Armour.
Yeah,
His influence is not in the fashion lane, and I don't think that him switching to Nike at this point is going to have generations under him looking at him in that way. I think it'd be something cool to see,
hmm
but I don't think that the influence is going to be there in that way. Um, Even when we look at Anthony Edwards, Anthony Edwards got his shoe deal after winning a little bit in the Western Conference, when it came to the playoffs and showing up big time how he did, and so winning has a lot to do with that influence that comes in this space that we're talking about. And I'll go and segue into the only player I think is capable of doing it, and he just put out a low top sneaker,
Hmm.
and that's Shea.
yeah,
Okay, I think that Shea is the only one. This guy is so cool on the court. He's so smooth on the court. He just won a ring. If this guy messes around and wins another ring, he's definitely the face of the league because it's just gonna be what it is. And then off the court, they say he's top two flyest
yeah,
dresser
yeah,
NBA wise. And so he already fashion wise being looked at, influential wise by the youth. But like I said, he just put out a low top sneaker and people love the sneaker. And so if he were to do something in regards to a high top sneaker, I think he would be the only one because if you look at his current sneaker right now, he's got some colorways that are very fashionable. He's got this tan pair that I've been thinking about getting. They look like the wheat construction Timberlands, but so they're nice, and so I think he's the only one that could do it because of all of that I just named. And I can't really think of another player that would have that kind of influence, and so he's like, man, this guy's nice. And he's not just nice. Anthony Edwards is nice, but Shea is out here dropping 20 in the first quarter, not needing to play in the fourth quarter for like 9 games straight already. This guy's dominating, and he does have a crazy team, right? He does have a great team around him. Let's not forget
So
his team, But at
Right.
the end of the day, the optics of things, he's looking like the number one player in the league right now. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't see anybody else being able to be that guy. Maybe I'm missing somebody, but I don't. I think he's the number one person that could do it. But his love for fashion might be so strong that he can't see himself in no high tops.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I thank y'all for your responses because that show that I did, low top sneakers, about a year ago, right? And I also listened to Nick Van Exel. He's been complaining early in the year. Mario from Houston, the dog. He's been stating that low top sneakers have no place on a basketball court, whether it's an NBA court or the up the block neighborhood. Low top sneakers is for to go to the movies, to go hang out, to wear your flyest sweatsuit. You know what I'm saying? Go out on your young date or whatever you're going to do. High top sneakers is what's supposed to be worn on a basketball court. So when you look at the Joker, right? The Joker never fails me. Every time I watch a Denver Nugget game, and when he's getting ready to jump for the ball, yep, he got his high top sneakers. My dude wears high tops. Okay? That is the reason why, one main reason why a big fella can go through a whole season. They may give him a little breather here and there, but Joker's averaging about 70 plus games played. You know what I'm saying? You don't hardly hear that he's injured. You know what I'm saying? And all the footwork and all the paint that he's in that paint battling, my man with them high top sneakers is holding them down. Yes, you're going to twist your ankle playing basketball. You're going to twist your ankle playing any sport. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about your support. You know what I'm saying? If you got those high top sneakers with those tube socks with that ankle thin brace on it, yeah, your ankle ain't gonna twist all the way. And that's been the problem. You ain't gotta worry about Achilles. You ain't gotta worry about Achilles popping out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm watching KD the other night with the Houston. KD's with Adidas. I think he's with Adidas. I can't.
no, KD is with Nike, but KD does wear low tops.
Oh, I'm looking at, because KD got moves. He's 37. He still got his moves. And I'm looking at his heel. His heel's almost coming out the sneakers. I'm like, yo, you too old for this shit. You should be wearing high tops. You about to twist something. Achilles about to pop. I'm looking at these cats, and they coming down on somebody's foot. Right, and they twisting it bad. Now they out for 2-3 games, sometimes 2 weeks. Ankles, and it ain't gonna stop. So I was like, yo, who is that player who can just change the era, the mindset? And first I had Curry on my mind, right? And I said, he's still a generational. Even though he's 37, he's still a generational with the young cats. You know what I'm saying? I mean, out of the 3 faces of the NBA, which is LeBron, KD, and him, he's that guy. I don't think if LeBron was to go high tops right now, that cats will follow. I think LeBron is, not to say he's done, but far as changing an era, changing the mindset, it's not LeBron. It's not KD. I believe it is either Curry or Shea. I had Anthony Edwards, but I'm saying, nah, no Edwards. Not Edwards. Even though Ant-Man is Ant-Man, that's not. It couldn't be. It ain't him. It gotta be Curry or Shea. One of those two. Got to change the mindset for the other players to say, yo, we gonna make it. We gonna make high tops look sexy on the court, y'all. You know what I'm saying? The way and because the mindset has to change. It is too many major injuries. You got teams when they keep players out. They damn near gonna be done for the season. Just look at Dallas. This guy, I'm looking at Dallas the other night. They lost without him. They just so lost. Yeah, AD ain't playing, but even if he was playing, they lost. They got nobody. They got nobody to distribute. They lost. Look at Boston. I mean, they trying to hold up without Jason Tatum, but that ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Tyrese Halliburton, they lost without him. They lost. Look at the record. They just lost. And I'm saying, yo, this shit is going to just keep going on and on. The star players get hurt. Achilles, ankles, low tops, and the season for everybody else is done. So I needed to bring that up. So thank y'all.
I had one thought for you, Dad and Real. I was thinking, I was like, man, the league should impose some kind of rule, or stipulation or something where if you're not wearing these, or the teams, if you're not wearing if you're not wearing high tops, you're wearing these low tops, then you losing some money on a game or something, on your contract or something, because
Right.
it's hurting the team first more than anybody, then it's the fans.
Right.
And I thought about it and I'm like, nah, it's too much money in the sneaker game. It's too much money in the Nike and the Adidas and the Under Armour and all of that. And they're the biggest sponsors of the league, and right now them companies are looking to sell what looks good.
Right. But see, ownership will be, I got what you're saying, because that was a thought of mine. And it have to come from the owners, putting that in the contract and saying, listen, you want to, you are on an endorsement with Nike, and the only thing we see is low tops. Now, if you're not going to change to high tops and have them, you guys come up with whatever design you want to come up with. But the minute, because you now a liability to this contract, because the minute your Achilles pop out, the minute you get ankle injuries here and there, is the minute in this contract where we ain't paying you, because you a liability coming into this contract. The owners got to do that. It got to be worded, not the way I'm probably saying it, but it got to be worded in a way where the player, the agent, the GM, and the owner says, hey, you want to wear what you want to wear? We want you to wear high tops, because we can get our money, all of our money vested. You know what I'm saying? Because we know 9 to 10, you twist your ankle, you ain't gonna twist it all the way wearing high tops, where we can be able to see you back on the court maybe within a week, opposed to wearing low tops. Now we ain't seeing you for 2-3 months or next season.
And you know what's crazy about this? Now that I'm thinking about it, and then I'll step back and let you wrap it up. There was once a time where the Air Force Ones, the Nike Air Force Ones,
Right.
at least, Rel, I don't know what it was like in St. Louis, but I know that there was a time where we didn't even want to get the low top Air Force Ones. We wanted the high tops with the straps in New York.
Right. I remember that.
And the whole dynamic has just been flipped. And that's something I don't know that we can come back from. It's not, even when we're talking about the style of dressing, it's not, because when they get the sales for these sneakers, the ones that do well are the ones that, because most people are not going out on the basketball court with the sneakers. They want to wear it with an outfit, and so we're so far from a fashion world that appreciates outfits with basketball sneakers, athletic sneakers that are high top. And so it's much deeper than basketball now. And that's kind of what I'm talking about with these different brands. They're going to put together what they think is going to sell. And the player could talk about what they want all day, but I think it would have to be an NBA player that is winning rings, that would get the brand to say, okay, we're going to do whatever you say. You see what I'm saying? They would have to be winning, and winning rings, not just games. and I think that's Shea.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I don't think he's got a fashion sense. You see his guys coming to
yeah,
the games,
yeah,
dressing like he's coming to a fashion show,
yeah.
and so low tops is where it's at. I don't respect it. I don't like it. I never liked it. I didn't like when Kobe did it. His career would have went longer, I think, if he wouldn't have did that.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, fellas, listen.
We got 3 more divisions out there in the West Coast. On our next 3 shows, NBA season is in its 6th week. This is a new season. So far, so good. Yes, we got the NBA Cup. It's rocking and it's rolling. It's getting a little heated. I don't know if you guys been watching the Cup. I got my Lakers and the Clippers playing tomorrow night. That's going to be very interesting. That's a Cup game. You know what I'm saying? That we got Dallas this Friday without the Kyrie. Yeah, hopefully AD suits up. We going to see. Luke is doing Luca. Listen, I love it. And this sport, it's going to always be entertaining, but we want to see the Kyries and the Jason Tatums and the Tyrese Halliburtons. We don't want to hear, and we don't want to see them out for the whole season. I mean, we don't. It just kills the game. You know what I'm saying? So that support, that ankle support, is crucial. It's crucial. And I can just keep going on and on and on and on. So listen, y'all, I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me in my basement. To my viewers and to my listeners, please continue to check me out on my YouTube and subscribe. Check me out on the streaming platform, Spotify. Yes, I'm live every Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. TikTok live, that is. Giving you guys these smoking mixed topics and sports. Remember to check out the Even Flow Coffee Company, created to combine the interests of coffee lovers, fashion, and music. For more information on to make a purchase, visit evenflowcoffee.com. As I always say, sports is what keeps this world from going insane, either in a pandemic or no pandemic. Until next time, take care.